Good morning, everyone. My name is Jack Kohler, and I'm going to talk to you about the health of the world's oceans. So in the past 25 years, to what extent have people in Europe and North America taken action on the plastic pollution problem in the world's oceans? So many companies and different governments are actively trying to reduce and remove plastic pollution from the ocean. This is really significant because plastic pollution is one of the biggest problems for the world's oceans today. The Ocean Health Index organization has counted the most common items they found in beach cleanups in the past 25 years. And as seen here, plastic items right here take up quite a big chunk of the things that they found. So plastic wrappers are accounting for 14.7 million. Caps and lids are going to be 13.5 million. Tableware, 10.1 million. Plastic bottles, 9.5 million, and plastic bags, 7.8 million. This all accounts for a total of 27.4 million pieces of plastic and 34% of the things they found in beach cleanups. And these are just the items found on the beach. Actually, items found in the actual ocean are significantly worse. According to an article from Laura Parker of National Geographic, there are 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic in the ocean. This means that, of these, there are 269,000 tons just floating on the surface and an estimated 4 billion for every square kilometer in the deep sea. This statistic is actually from 2015, and almost 5 years later, this number is continuing to increase. So not only is there a lot of plastic, but the plastic that is there is going to be there for a really long time. Rick LeBlanc of the Balanced Small Business has collected data on how long it takes different pieces of trash to decompose. Here you can see a plastic bottle takes 450 years or more to decompose, which means that not only are these pieces of plastic almost everywhere, but they're also there for a very, very, very long time, which is creating more opportunities for situations like this, where you have animals eating the plastic and eventually dying because of its harmful effects, or marine animals being trapped by the plastic because it's just floating around and they get stuck in it and they can't really do anything to survive. So if this plastic pollution is such a big issue, what is actually being done to help prevent it? Brian Clark Howard of National Geographic has an article that is a running list of organizations and governments that are taking action on plastic pollution in the ocean. So Seattle's government has become the first U.S. city to ban plastic straws and utensils. Canada plans on banning single-use plastics by 2021. The European Union has approved a single-use plastic ban that will most likely be effective in 2021. United Airlines has banned plastic straws. American Airlines has removed all plastic from their lounges. The District of Columbia's government has banned plastic straws, and Disney also plans to ban plastic straws in all of their parks. Also on this list is the many companies who are trying to replace their plastic with biodegradable plastic alternatives or compostable waste. However, according to an article from Amy Woodat of CNN, these plastic alternatives are actually making the pollution problem worse and only adding to it by making the consumers more complacent with their waste and just adding to the overall plastic problem. So as you can see, there are many examples of people that are trying to limit the amount of plastic that they're putting into the ocean, but some people are going a step further to actually take away from what's in the ocean. So again, from Brian Howard of National Geographic, on his list there is a giant floating trash collector that has departed from San Francisco and is on its way to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch here, and it basically just floats up, picks up all the trash, takes it back to be properly thrown away. Additionally, according to an article from Richard Woodard, Adidas, the European clothing company, is planning on taking plastic from the ocean, picking it up from the ocean, and recycling it into products that they make. They do this by making the plastic into pellets, and they spin the pellets to make a polyester yarn, which they use to then create a shoe or piece of clothing. And this article is actually from 2016. Adidas has actually been able to create products out of plastic. This is a shoe from 2018, I believe, of completely recycled plastic from the ocean. Also, Adidas managed to create an entire set of uniforms for the Miami College football team. And so they have one entire set of football uniforms that are made from recycled plastic, not counting the helmets and such. And this is their 2019 set of uniforms that are made from recycled plastic. So, of course, plastic pollution cannot be entirely eliminated from the ocean. However, the goal is not to entirely eliminate it. The idea is to individually and collectively limit its negative effects on the ocean and the people in the ocean to create a more sustainable ocean and planet for everyone. Thank you for your time. What questions do you have?
All right, thanks, Jared. 2 questions for you. What evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why did you choose not to use it?
I gathered evidence from a source that was called How Healthy Are the World's Oceans? And I was originally planning on using it to basically present how the world's oceans are currently in a state that is not good. The source explained how their grade is like a D or a C, like a bad grade. But I decided not to use it because it was not necessary in establishing the problem of plastic pollution, and it only added time to my already long presentation.
And if you had more time, what additional research would you conduct related to this?
I would have researched what present day Adidas is doing to create plastic recycled products. I actually saw an article after I'd conducted all of my research that said they were planning on turning all of their products into recycled plastic by 2021, and so I would have really loved to research that more and maybe put that into my presentation.
All right, you're done. Thank